Okay, so here we're going to be looking at depicting profits for a price-taking firm, and it's from my microeconomics textbook, and I'm Rickard Friberg. Okay, so in a previous graph, we looked at the question, how much should be produced? We said for a price-taking firm, that boils down to produce up until the point where price equals marginal cost. Second question is, should the good be produced at all? Then we're looking at the profits. The firm makes non-negative profits. The good should be produced. Okay, so we want to calculate profits, and we want to be able to illustrate them in a figure. So calculating profits, we could see we calculated before that we had the price, we calculated the optimal quantity, we could just plug that into the profit function and calculate. For depicting it in a graph, we can make use of a convenient trick. So let's see. So we remember where we were. We had a case where we assumed that price was 12 for a good, and that the cost of producing this good was given by 10, fixed cost of 10, and then Q squared. So that was and resulting in profit function, we had that Q star was equal to 6 in this case. Okay, so let's depict that again. Let's start there. Like this. We had quantity here. We had price and marginal cost on this axis. So we could have a marginal cost like this. So this is, this is the marginal cost, and we had the price of 12, right? Like this. And there's profit maximizing quantity of Q star equals 6 and price of 12. So this is where we were before. So the question is, how can we illustrate profit in this diagram? Well, first of all, let us note that sometimes there's a misconception that because a firm produces in a way such that price equals marginal cost, that this would lead to zero profits. In some sense, there's a notion that marginal cost sounds like cost, and if costs are the same as price, then profit should be zero. No, that's not the way to think about this. We note instead that on the margin, for each unit up until this point, the firm is making more. Increase in profits is greater than the increase in cost. So it's making money, if we disregard the fixed cost, making money on all of these first units. It's making money up until this point. So that doesn't do it. We need to calculate profits in some other way. And let's think of how we can depict that. So as we said, we've used pi to denote profits. And in a general form, we can write profits as revenue minus cost, like this. If we know where we're going, we can do a little trick here. We divide and multiply by Q, the second term. Okay, so this is like multiplying with Q over Q or multiplying with 1. So we can do that. Doesn't change anything. We can then break out the Q from this. So it means we can write this as price over C over Q, like this, times Q. And what is this then? This is average total cost. Okay, so difference between price and average total cost evaluated at the optimal quantity times quantity. That's another way to express profits. Okay, and we can use that in the figure here. So so let's see what's maybe switch color again to green. So what's average total cost at Q equals 6. So the average total cost will depend on where we evaluate it. So at Q equals 6, we have C of Q there is, so average cost, so 10 plus Q squared. What is Q here? Q is 6 squared over Q, right? So to get the average. So this is the same as 46 over 6, which is approximately 7.67. And we can graph this, depict the average total cost curve in this diagram. Here I'm doing it by freehand, so this might not be perfectly in the right spot, but the key point is that we have the one important point on this average total cost curve, which is about 7.67 here. So this area, price minus average total cost times quantity, is another way to express profits. An important point, of course, is that we're evaluating the average total cost at this particular quantity. So at different quantities, we would have different average total costs, but this is the quantity that we're evaluating it at. We can also do the calculations using this this formula. So profits equals 12, that's the price, minus average total cost. So here we use this. So it's 46 over 6 times 6, which is the quantity. We can see that we put this on the dividing both by 6. So 6 times 12 is 72. So we have 72 minus 46 over 6, like this, times 6. So the 6's cancel, and we get a profit of 26. Okay, so this is how we can depict profits in a figure, and we're going to be using that quite a bit in economics.